This first assignment in storyboarding is just a practice in the process of creating the storyboards in the way that I want you to create them. So if you go out and take photos on your iPad, we're going to use image capture to bring in those photographs by selecting the range of photographs that you have taken, and then at the bottom edge of the screen you'll notice a box for import location. You can just put this on your desktop. You could create a subfolder and you could actually send it directly to a folder. If you have a lot of photos, I'd recommend you be specific with where they're going. But at the bottom, take a note of the box as to where the photos are going to end up. Then you can hit import. I accidentally hit import all and I ended up with a few extra photos here, but I'm going to drag these photos over from my secondary screen so you can see them. And these are going to be used to create your PowerPoint, which is going to be used to drive the planning process of your next video project. And that planning process is called storyboarding. All right, once the photos are imported, and in this case on our desktop, I want to go into PowerPoint and just start off with a new blank presentation. So now that the new blank presentation is opened, you need to do a few things. Video is shot in 16:9, and your photos are not. Standard photos are very rarely the same as video resolution. So 16:9 aspect ratio. What you'll need to do is go up here to File and go to Page Setup. And under Page Setup, you should find, and this is all on the desktop, not on your iPad. It might be a little different on your iPad. I'm going to crop my slides so that they're 16:9, the resolution of video. Excuse me. And when I hit OK, you can see that the width and the height of this page will change to a 16:9 ratio. And these templates are not needed, but what you'll be doing is using PowerPoint to create a guide, a storyboard for the video project you're about to create. So for the template, what I'm asking is that you take one of each framings from extreme close-up to extreme long shot, and you lay them into PowerPoint. Now, when you do this by default, and I have this stuff popping up, but when you do this, you'll notice that the photo does not fill that 16:9 resolution because the photo that was taken is not in 16:9. And what you need to do is to drag that out to fill the frame. In the left-hand side of the screen is where you're able to see what your close-up would look like in 16:9. I get it on the screen right now. It looks like it's a little bit bigger. Well, it's still the same resolution. So I'm holding Shift down when I drag the corners out to make sure it doesn't change the proportions. It doesn't like distort the eyeball here. But we got a nice close-up or extreme close-up because, well, you can see the details of the eye. So maybe this is someone about to wink at somebody. In some horror movies, they get very, very close, actually much closer than this in their extreme long shot, extreme close-up, sorry. And you can actually see a pupil dilate, which is a response to fear. But extreme close-up, hopefully you can find something purposeful for this. In this case, that is my extreme long shot, and I can go through and do this for additional one for each of the framings that we're after. And what you'll have to do is then go through and adjust the size. Give me 1 second here. Adjust the size of these photos to fill the frame. And you just don't want to distort. Don't grab the sides, grab the corners. You do not want to distort the image. Now, in the case of a close-up, I think I got enough here. Let me see. There we go. We're looking for clavicle, which is collarbone, which is where the bottom edge of this screen is cut off. And we're even cutting off a little bit of hair. That is okay in the case of a close-up. But it's collarbone to the top of the head. And in this case, his hair is getting cut off because his hair is higher than the top of his head. But that gives us typically eyes on the upper third of the screen, chin-ish area, depending how long the face is, on the lower third, and then clavicle right on the bottom edge of the frame. So we're going to go through, place our shots in each of these, for each of these slides. And when you're done, what is a nice tool to have taking forward for making notes is when you go hit File, Print, Instead of printing full slides on a full page, we do not want that. We're going to go change the layout to 3 slides per page, where you get each of the shots framed out and a whole bunch of lines on the right side for you to make notes, whether that's dialogue that you want to happen, whether that's action that's going to happen inside of that scene. All of your details can start being planned out. And this can be printed or it can be shared as a PDF. For this assignment, I'm looking for a PDF submission. So at this point, you would go save as PDF, and you'd submit to me all 5, 2 pages of your 2 pages worth of the framings of each of your photos. So you're just basically proving to me the process, that you understand the process of taking photos, getting them framed in 16 by 9, and then you have the available notes for this next step, where we go out and actually plan an action edit. So this is really just a test in storyboarding, making sure you're aware of the process. We'll take this process and actually apply it to a project later in this week.